Hey guys, James here, TCGU University, coming back at you with another deck profile from our Campus Championship Series. This time we're doing, as Michael put it, Budget Beasts. Shoutouts to Rochester CCG. This time for this tournament we are doing a co-op type of thing where all of these decks are going to be budget decks. All of them are under $50, and there should be a link to rochesterccg.com to buy this deck outright, full on. Just these deck lists are going to be one-click buys on the Rochester store. And so let's get into it. Okay, guys. As I was saying, we are going to go over our budget deck list brought to you by Rochester CCG and the support they've given us for this tournament. Remember, one-click buys if you really like the idea of the deck. So let's get into it. So I played Taki for one of the decks I played for the event. She's a 628 with Air, Chaos, and Evil. So for all the cards, I'm going to place the card here. And I'm probably going to try and place the price of the card here. But we will see how that goes. I'll figure out how I'm going to do it later. You'll know. I'm going to put the price on the screen somewhere, hopefully. So I play Taki. She's 628. Air, Chaos, Evil. 2 abilities. E, if this is the only attack in the card pool, in its owner's card pool, it gets +3 or -3 speed. Very good. Gives speed to something, but only if it's the only card in your card pool, which is very, very unique and cool. The other ability is E, or R, once per turn. After a blocked attack resolves, discard all cards from both card pools, and then you get to draw one. So she's a very cool character. On block, she discards, draw one. So like bare minimum, you use your top enhance twice. Max, you can use it a bunch of times depending on like the deck you built. So let's get into the deck. So the price again will be right here. I believe this was like 50 cents to $1, something like that. These I remember being 50 cents. Rekimaru and Mekimaru. It's a unique weapon. 1 diff, it's her asset. R, check a 6. After any number of cards leave your card pool during the combat phase, draw a card. So this was one of the only rares I got to choose. I chose one other rare just to like keep the price down. I think this deck, like total wise, was under $30. I might try to do a full budget thing right at the end. We'll see. I'll see at the end when I edit these. So I felt like drawing cards would be very good for a character that needs to be able to kill very budget wise. And with these being 50 cents, I was like, I'll take it. Nice, cool, draw more cards, do cooler things. And the second ability, E, commit, your attack is +X damage, X equaling the number of total cards that have left either player's card pool, means that there's also a way to push damage with the deck. So like I said, I believe these were 50 cents. We'll see when we get to the end. So next, one of the better cards for the commons. I believe these were either 50 to 65 cents. Might have been 75. I don't remember. Again, put them here. I'm going to stop saying it. I'm going to put them here, but I'll just say my guess and we'll put them there. EX1, slam, throw, deadlock power for 4, so it gives deadlock pressure if you need it. It's a 3 high for 4 throw, which is very good. And then if the attack speed is greater than it's printed, it gets +3 damage, which just means if you throw it first with your Taki, it gets 3 speed, making it a 6 for 4, and then it gets 3 more damage, making it a 6 for 7, which is just very strong. I'm going to put Taki here just in case I need it. So yeah, I felt like this was a very easy add for what I was playing. 3 speed's very nice. You'll see why later. Gives damage off of Taki's ability, which means it interacts very well. It's just very good. Next, we're playing for Flameport. We're playing for Flameport. Because of its 2 abilities, lose a vitality, it gets 1/1, and then lose a vitality if it's blocked, you add it to your momentum. Momentum gives us the ability to use it later, but it also gives us the ability, if it's blocked, to clear the card pool to keep using Taki, which is what I was trying to do with this card. It has 3 speed. It's a low diff, so we don't get punished on. It's a good breaker outlet, as well as we don't really get punished by playing it late in the chain. And it's a 4 damage. It's a 7 mid for 4 just by itself. If it's the only card in the card pool with Taki, it's just really good. Next, we're playing Gyro Crush. It's a 3 high for 3, slam, draw 1 card as a cost, and then it gets +1 damage for each card you have drawn during the enhanced step. We do have a few draw cards in our deck, so being able to draw more cards and just keep our hand size up for defense and offensive purposes is just very good. For Syndicate Slice, I believe these were also either a quarter to 50 cents, which is very appropriate for how good and useful this card is. 3 high for 4 with a 1 mid block. Your next check to play an attack is +1, has Desperation 2 weapon, and then E, if this attack is blocked, you draw a card, which means more draw. And basically with Taki, you draw 2. So if they block this, you draw off of this, respond to Taki, clear them, draw another card. So you get to draw 2 off of 1 Syndicate Slice, which is really, really good. I never got to use it that way, but the deck scheme was still there to use. And then the reason everything's a 3 speed and draws cards is because Fog Blanket is a combo with a 3 speed. It has kick, reversal, and stun 2 as well. It's a 3 mid for 3, 4 diff that says combo E, lose 2 vitality, discard 1 card from your card pool, and draw a card. So we clear our card pool to keep using Taki's ability, as well as drawing a card to continue having more cards in hand. And then its other ability is this attack gets +1 damage for each card that has left either card pool this combat phase. So this card is very strong. You'll see this is a very cool combo card. It's a very easy combo card. Most of the time I had it, during the Campus Championship, I used it defensively to reversal and stun 2 to make sure my opponent couldn't kill me. But I also felt like I had a bad matchup versus Goro slinging small attacks into his big beefy throws on my defense. So I was eventually just going to die in my opinion. But we won 1 game and that's all that matters. But yeah, so being able to just combo out was really cool. I believe they're like 50 cents. Onto the foundations. We're playing 2 Most Trusted Assassin. First form lets us see a card from their hand randomly. And then E, once per turn, lose vitality. Your opponent's next check to play an attack card gets -1. Lets us play defense. Or lets us slow down our opponent, which is all we really want. I'm playing a bunch of vitality loss cards. So we kind of play this desperation mix and match game with how we use our life. So we're playing 4 Uniting Rebels. It's just Desperation E, once per turn, gain a life. Keep our vitality up to make sure we don't die. I never really got a chance to use it as well as I wanted to. But again, I'm playing against a throw deck that just stacks damage. So it kind of didn't really work out. Same thing with New Empress. It was supposed to be an offensive, pay 3, put ourselves in desperation, play cards for free, draw cards. But we never really got to it. I believe these cards are like 25 cents. But at desperation, we do get to see the top card of our opponent's deck, so we know how well they're checking, which is also very nice. We're playing for Azure Nightmare. Card's just a 1/6 with a 3 high block that says we can burn our opponent for stunning us or making us discard, or if we discard. It was just a really good spam that also had a high block. We're playing 1 Ninja Outcast. You can discard momentum to cancel an ability on a weapon card, as well as basically cancel reversal and add it back to their hand, which is pretty good if they try to maneuver their way around Taki's ability. We're playing 4 Fuma's Shadow. It's just lose 2 if it's the only attack in our card pool. If it's the only attack in the card pool for their owner, it gets +2 or -2 speed, which is very good. And then Desperation F, destroy, discard 1 card from the card pool to kind of keep our card pool count down low as well. So it basically is like a second copy of Taki, which is also pretty okay. Never really came in handy because Goro doesn't block, but like I said, we're playing a pay vitality deck. We're playing a desperation deck. If only it worked a little better, but 4 Blood for Blood. This is one of my favorite cards from that set. This card just guarantees eventually you'll kill somebody. There's a point where Goro was not allowed to block because I could just burn 8. I'll burn 8, and if you block, you lose 8, and I just win like that. This card says, pay 2. If this attack is blocked, your opponent loses 2, which is very good. It's very good. It's supposed to be more for an ultimatum. One of the best choices is Syndicate Slice. If you want to block Syndicate Slice, if you don't want your opponent to block Syndicate Slice, you pay the 2 with Blood for Blood. And then if they block, you draw a card and gain 2. And then with Taki, you draw 2, kick everything from the card pool, and they burn 2. It would just been nuts. But never really saw a good enough play just because of the deck I was playing against. 3 Outworld Zers. These are 75 cents. These are one of the more expensive cards in my opinion. But basically, you remove 1 card. You remove this to lose vitality equal to the difficulty of a card you're trying to get rid of in your opponent's staging area, just to make sure that they either can't kill you, can't stop your cool combos. For my match, I waited for Goro to flip 2 foundations and then added 2 face-ups to his hand to where he wasn't able to just flip something and add cool cards to his hand next turn. I still lost that match, but it happens. 2 Never Stumbles. This is very useful to stop like damage. We try to slight damage pump, and we really don't want to be damage debuffed. So just being able to cancel that is really nice, as well as just having the ability to, if we need to, nega check is very cool. To use our momentum, we're playing 2 Sweet Nothings. Just offensively, discard momentum, discard your opponent's attack, and then your opponent can either gain 3 or draw. It's very good because it counts for Taki's stuff, as well as it just makes sure we don't die. 1 Damnation. Card's cheap. It should be in every budget deck. It's a good cancel for a foundation if you have room. And being a budget deck, I had room to fill, and it was just a good card to add that I just never saw in our match. It wouldn't have done anything, I don't think. 1 Confronting Jetta. We give speed for free. Why not give damage for free? Pretty simple. It gives plus X equal to our damage or our speed pump. And then 3 Unwittingly Evil. I really like this card. It was one of the so for every one of my budget decks, the 2 I built, I put in a 3-diff that I really like and felt like it functioned well with the deck. Since the deck was doing this cool small poke, burn damage, death by 1,000 little needles type of thing, I wanted to play these 3 Unwittingly Evil, which is just basically flip after your opponent plays a card, they lose vitality equal to the combined keyword ratings printed on that card. So most of the attacks he had just had stun 1, so like the most I could burn for was like 1 each. But the cool thing is like for like things like Missile Launcher. Missile Launcher has stun 2 and power for 4. Well, that means they burn for 6 with Unwittingly Evils. Meaning, like, I get 2 of these out and they play a Missile Launcher. I'm going to burn them for 6, 12, 18. Like, it just means that at some point, because of, like, what the keywords on their cards mean, if you get them low enough, they're not allowed to play an attack because you'll just burn them to death. Again, guys, thanks for checking out the profile. If you like the content, make sure to comment, share, subscribe. I hear hitting that notification bell does some things. But we always read your comments. We always enjoy those, so make sure to do that. Again, shout out to Rochester CCG for the collab we're doing right now. Remember, if you want to check out this deck, it's a one-click buy on the Rochester store. I don't know if there's a link below in the description or if there's going to be one on the Rochester site itself, so look out for that. If you have any ideas for what you want to see in the future, either budget deck-wise or just deck-wise in general for the Campus Championship or just content in general, make sure to go ahead and leave a comment about that. Just look us up on Patreon. Support us, guys, at patreon.com/TCGU University. And as always, guys, stay alert.